Welcome. Good evening. My name is Brandon, Theme Park Predictions and More, of course. And once a month, I'm going to try doing these lives. And I really liked the first one I did with my buddy Matt about 2 weeks ago. And you guys really liked it. So I'm back. I'm really, it's a very, very busy month here for me this month. So a lot of personal stuff's happening, good things. Just wanted to get a live in now. That way, the rest of the month is pretty much clear for me to produce content and move into a new house and everything else we're doing. But, anyways, welcome. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, good. So, what I'm going to do with this video is talk to you guys. There's going to be a lot of questions. I'm not going to be able to read every one of them. I apologize. I don't need you guys spamming up like every 2 seconds the same question. I will try to read them as much as I can and answer them. I'm also going to go through and go over some of my predictions that I made back in my 2022 prediction video of everything that I think is going to happen in 2022 and kind of share with what I got right, what I got wrong, what I kind of got right, kind of got wrong. So I'm really excited about that. So, anyways, with that said, I'm going to jump into some of those predictions now while people are still coming into the mix here, and then we'll start answering some questions. So, last year I did a video around the same time, and I'm actually working on my 2023 prediction video, like what's going to happen in 2023, coming up very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that. But just to kind of go over everything again, what I got wrong, what I got right for the past in 2022. Let's start off with, let's see here. It says, this is all in the video I did last year, but I said we will find out what we will find out that the London resort will finally become a reality. Well, I don't think we found that out, so I got that one wrong. Here's a good one. I like this. The Lost Island theme park will be a lot better than we all anticipated, and we'll have a very strong opening year. Well, I think the park looked really good, but they had a horrible opening year, so hopefully they can rebound next year. Cedar Point starts teasing their next major coaster. I mean, I got that right because they're teasing Dragster. It's going to be reimagined, so that's I got that one right for sure. Let's see a few more here. Energylandia does not announce that a new coaster will be opening for the 2023 season. And correct me if I'm wrong, but at this time, I don't think Energylandia has announced any new coaster for 2023. I know there's rumors, but has the park officially announced anything for 2023? Let me know. And I don't think they did, so I said they wouldn't. Here's a good one. Six Flags sells a park. And obviously that did not happen, though I do think it will, and more on that soon. Oakwood theme park over in the UK will still continue to get neglected in 2022. That happened. Ali, they did not. Maybe they announced, but maybe I don't know if they officially announced it because we don't have a name or the renderings or anything like that. Here's a good one. Dr. Diabolical's cliffhanger draws record crowds to Fiesta Texas for the 2022 season. I really think this would have been the case if the new season passes weren't really a big cluster of the CEO this year and the attendance was down all across the board for the Six Flags parks. Also, I predict that this will be one of our favorite B&M dive coasters out there. And I've heard from many, many people that the dive coaster at Fiesta is like arguably one of the best ones, if not the best. So yes and no on that. Movie World Australia tears down Arkham Asylum shock therapy in preparation for a new attraction to continue the recent Australian coaster wars. That happened, and they're building, I believe, like a Vekoma family boomerang or dueling family boomerang coaster. And then one more, and I'll get into some questions you guys have. RMC teases a T-Rex coaster. That did happen, which is great. So I have a lot more to go through, but overall, I added up all the predictions I made in the video that I made last year, and about 55-60% guessed right, which honestly, I did not anticipate that. I figured it'd be a little bit less than that. But anyways, let's get into everyone doing. How's everyone doing? Hopefully great. One like. That's all this video gets. Come on, people, get this video a like if you can. What the heck? Primordial from Lagoon. It looks like a really cool ride. It's definitely an interesting choice for Lagoon just because of how much they spent on it and how many years they spent making that ride. I figured they would have made, in a business model, might have been smarter to kind of spread out the capital to have new rides, or maybe a roller coaster that's not so complex open up in 2022, maybe 2021, something. But it looks fun. I don't really think it's going to be as good as it looks, I guess, if you will. Let's see. Yeah, so Fiesta Texas, they're teasing their new ride. All things are pointing to the Skyline Attractions dueling family coaster, a launch coaster, which would be really great for that park. And then Jeffrey Seifert, the GM, announced that the bumper cars are being removed, which is ridiculous. I mean, why remove bumper cars? I mean, bumper cars, scramblers, Ferris wheels, those should all be staple attractions for theme parks and amusement parks. But that is apparently where the new Skyline dueling family coaster is going to go. So I think that's a smart move. But then he also teases like the water park. So something's going on in the water park. Maybe they are going to retheme a water slide, get a new water slide. I vote they just make a new entrance right next to the main entrance, rebrand it to like Hurricane Harbor or another major water park name the Six Flags chain has, and call it a day. But that probably won't happen either. Okay, so let's get into some questions here. That started like 8 o'clock. Way to be late, Mr. SRARTER. Let's see here. Do I think Kings Island will finally bulldoze the old Tomb Raider building? I kind of hope they do, just because it's an eyesore. I mean, it's always been an eyesore, but I actually really enjoy Tomb Raider the ride. That was a fun ride. Not only work when I was there in 2004 and 5, but to ride. It was just a really cool concept, and the way Paramount did it, it really was top notch in my opinion. But yeah, as far as this goes, if they can't, they can't build a small indoor coaster, which is going to be very tight. There's not much room in there, or a new flat ride in that building, then rip it out. But what Cedar Fair should do is add a flying theater to it. That would be legit. That would be really cool to have, a new indoor attraction that can be, themed to whatever they want, and have it open for Winterfest as well. Joe the Coaster Fan, what's up? Let's see. How long until Six Flags invest money into major attractions for their St. Louis park? I hate it because I really do like that park, but I just don't know if Six Flags is the right chain to be in charge of that park at this moment right now. St. Louis is battling a lot of people leaving the area. So marketability wise, I mean, it's going to be hard for any chain really to invest $10 to $15 million into a new coaster if the pool of people around it is leaving. So I don't know. I really hope that they do. Obviously, RMC Boss is the easiest and best solution. That'll probably cost $10 to $12 million in my opinion. So hopefully something happens, but I highly doubt it. Yes, bring back Keaton's Cove, Killboat Canal at Kings Island. Before Tomb Raider, there used to be a great log flume there. It was all like way back in the woods, and it was really tall compared to the other log flume at Kings Island, and they ripped it out to make a giant eyesore of a building. But yeah, Kings Island's like a very interesting thing too, because they have so much what they can do in the future. I just did a video yesterday about like the revival of the King Cobra, which is a B&M surf coaster, which I don't really think would happen, but it could. But I definitely could see them bringing back, maybe a Phantom Theater revival. I absolutely love what they're doing next year. The two flat rides in the Adventure Port area. That's fantastic. Good job, Cedar Fair. Good job, Kings Island. I definitely think Coaster will be 2025. It all depends on what Dragster's situation is, which I'm making another Dragster video. Now, before anyone starts complaining, I do too many of them. It's a very short video, and it's more or less not even about the ride itself, just an idea I had about when we can get the announcement. So anyways, yeah, so don't hate. But anyways, I think that Dragster's 2024 potentially, and then Kings Island would be 2025. I do not see both parks, opening up major coasters the same year. I just don't think that would be beneficial. They might have done it in years past, but maybe Banshee. When was Banshee? 2014, I think, right? So I don't know. I don't think they'll do both. All right. Dinosaurs Alive at Carowinds. Oh, that piece of real estate's great. It's kind of like wooded in a way, not really, but there's a lot of trees. I could see them building a coaster eventually. I do not think that'll be the area for the park's next coaster. I think the Carowinds has a lot of trash that they need to empty out into the trash can, like Vortex, Nighthawk, Nighthawk, and then a few other rides that can easily be replaced. Hurler, but I would love it if it was me. I would turn that area into the antique cars and have maybe another flat ride or two over there. That'd be really cool if they would do that. Banshee was 2014. Got it. Because Gatekeeper was 2013. That's what I was thinking in my head of if the coasters open up the same year. So that's good. Ghoster Coasters. Great meeting you at Kings Island, bro. You and your mom. That was cool. What will happen to the Sunapee Station? Would Kings Island ever reuse it? According to someone on my video I did yesterday, that I guess the station's like completely not even like you can't even use it anymore. That why they don't even have the haunted house in there anymore. So I think it's just a matter of time before Kings Island decides to just bulldoze it. So once they do, then makes the area a little bit more appealing for a potential new ride or coaster. Which company will build the first roller coaster on the moon? Well, of course, it'll be Bolliger and Moon or Bollard. I don't know. I'm just being dumb. I've had a long day, guys. What is my favorite Six Flags park? Fiesta, Texas, all the way. What park did you enjoy working at the most? Oh, that's a good question. Dan the Coaster Man. I started off at Kings Island in 2004 and 5. Yes, I'm old. My voice does not really represent how old I am, which is a good thing. Then I moved to Six Flags New England for 2006 and 7. Then SeaWorld Orlando 2008 through 2010. And then Universal Orlando about 2012 to 2014. Yes, Wandering Outlaw. Yes, there is definitely reliable sources that there's a new indoor dark ride coming to Silver Dollar City soon. 100% agree. It's an RMC remake of Fire in the Hole. So it'll be a new coaster. Very intrigued by that. I'm thinking 2024 at this point. Do you think El Toro will open at Six Flags? Do you think you'll make a prediction on that? Well, Grayson, I do in my video that's coming out in a few days. So stay tuned. But yes, it will reopen. And I'm not really, let's just say I'm not too impressed with what Six Flags has done with it so far. Oh my gosh, so many questions. All right, thoughts on Dark Coaster. It's cool. Capacity sucks. I don't understand SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment at all because I think the train holds 12 riders, maybe 14 riders, something like that. And you have a massive park like Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and you have this, what's it called? The train that's just horrible capacity. But the concept's really cool. I love the concept, and I love Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, reusing that building because it's about damn time. Did you get a ticket to Hollywood Nights? No, I did not. And the reason why is we just had a baby. So she's 2 months old now. And honestly, I don't know what my 2023 year looks like as far as being able to leave since she is a young kid at that point, obviously. And we don't have parents like nearby to help. I'm not doing daycare. Way too expensive and just a lot of crap that comes with daycare. So with that said, I did not get tickets, and I mean I would love to go eventually, but won't be in 2023. Thank you. Congrats on the baby. Yes, yes, yes. Do I think Pipeline will start a major comeback for stand-up coasters? Kyle, uh, I don't know. I'm so kind of bored with the whole concept. It's like, okay, great. It looks cool. It's all on the trains for me, right? So if those trains really do provide a great experience, an enjoyable ride experience, then my excitement will be much higher for it, 100%. But until I like get on it and ride it, and just kind of mute by it, like whatever. I'd rather get me on Mako all day long at this point. Okay, let's see. What is my favorite wooden coaster? I would say El Toro. I've never done Voyage at night. I do like the Voyage a lot. Uh, I like Phoenix at Knoebels. It's really great, especially during Phantom Fright Nights. I'm sorry, during Phoenix Fall Fun Fest and the first weekend of October. It's always a ton of fun. Do you think that RMC will make a T-Rex in 2023? No, I do not. Will they announce a T-Rex in 2023 is the real question. And I think there's some slight possibilities there. Let's see. Out of every Six Flags park, what one do you think would close if they did close a park? That's a good question. I would say La Ronde only due to like the space of it's on an island in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. So obviously you're very limited at what you can and can't do on that. And plus it's very difficult to get to as far as cars have to cross over two bridges to get to the park. So there's got to be reasons. As much as we hate Six Flags or even Cedar Fair not investing into parks like La Ronde or Michigan's Adventure, there's reasons why they don't. And I think a lot of that is due to the market. Why invest in 15, 10, even $5 million roller coaster if they've done their research and they know the parks isn't going to bring that money back in return? Theme parks isn't just adding new roller coasters just because. They add a roller coaster or a ride or a water slide because they expect to get that money back by people coming through the turnstiles. So we'll see. Juju 325. Do you think a B&M Gigas are a dying breed? No, of course not. Now, I will say it's all about affordability. So how many parks out there can really afford a $30 million B&M Giga? That's the question. But as long as the parks have the money, I don't see that ever stopping. Let's see here. Was Tambili a package deal with SNS? Do you think King's Dominion could get an Axis or 4D coaster? Nathaniel Hawk, I did a video about that about a year ago with King's Dominion, like what could they replace Volcano with? And one of my predictions was the Axis coaster, and I really like that fit. I think it'll be really cool. And plus, it'll go against like Busch Gardens Williamsburg, really, really good for competitive reasons. So it could. I really am impressed with King's Dominion and Cedar Fair. Their new area, the Expedition Outpost or whatever it's called, is phenomenal. So I'm very excited to see what happens next, 100%. I'm going to go back to some of my predictions that I predicted last year in my 2022 prediction video, and then I'll go back to some more questions. Let's see here. All right, here's another good one. And again, these are all things I predicted last year. Let's see here. It says here I said the Beach Water Park announces that it's going to close forever after the 2022 season. It did. Unfortunately, I don't even know if it opened up for the 2022 season, but I know this year, in fact, that they definitely closed the park down for good. Unfortunately, I remember going to that park as a kid, and I always enjoyed it. I got this one wrong. Busch Gardens Williamsburg new rumored coaster that will debut inside of the former Curse of the Dark Castle building will include an inversion. Man, what the heck? Why not? Matt Carls, the guy that was on my video, my live stream last time, he's at Silver Dollar City right now, and he says that powder keg is down for weather. Going to loop it again on Time Traveler. Be back in a bit. So thanks, Matt, for rubbing that in. 50 degrees and rainy here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's a prediction I got right. 2 new Intamin coasters will be announced for parks here in America. Well, I know there might even be a third, but we have SeaWorld San Diego, as well as Busch Gardens Williamsburg announcing Intamin coasters. So that's great. Here's one that I completely got wrong. And to my defense, no one knew or predicted or even expected Six Flags to be where it's at today, even this time last year, of course. But Six Flags will announce that 4 parks will be opening new roller coasters for the 2023 season. Yeah, so that obviously did not happen. Disney will raise their ticket prices. Yes, they always do. SeaWorld Orlando announces the removal of Wild Arctic Simulator ride. I don't know if the park announced it's going to get removed, but I definitely know it's not open. It's not even there. It's a thing of the past. When Dollywood announces their new coaster, we quickly realized that it'll offer a lot more thrilling ride than we anticipated. I think we can all agree that ride looks a lot better than what the initial blueprints kind of gave you, especially the POV that just released about 3 weeks ago. It's huge. I mean, huge for a family coaster, and it's long. The ride like never wants to end. So I'm very, very impressed with Dollywood and this project, and I hope that they add more theming to it, more waterfalls, more rock work, but definitely think it's going to be a big time coaster for the park. Silver Dollar City starts construction on their first ever resort. And I don't think they actually started that, but they did buy a ton of land not too far from the park with all the intentions of, I'm sure it's a resort of some kind. And this is a big chunk of land, so we'll see. But yeah, so I'm very excited about that potential. Six Flags America finally gets an identity and a new roller coaster eventually. That obviously did not happen, sadly. Goliath at Six Flags New England finally gets removed. That happened, which is great. However, I also said Flashback is gone too to make way for a 2023 coaster. So I got the first part of that right. Second part, obviously wrong. California's Great America starts prepping for their next major coaster. Again, no one expected the Cedar Fair to sell the land underneath the park and eventually close the park down. So nope. And Primordial from Lagoon still doesn't open at Lagoon. Well, obviously that's right. Let's see. Canada's Wonderland announces time warp and flight deck removals. That obviously did not happen. And one more before I go back to some questions here. Carowinds announces that it'll be open year-round operations in 2023. Basically, weekend only from January through mid-March. Got that one right, which is exciting. So very, very cool. Now let's get back to some questions. The Coaster Scorpion. Now, a huge shout out goes to Sarah because she's been like a subscriber since I've had, I don't know, probably even when I was under 1,000. So it's always nice to see her pop in and out of the videos and leaving comments. And she's a great person. And good luck in school, Sarah. Don't stay on too long because I know you have homework to finish. Hey, Brandon, I also live in North Carolina. That's a great place to live. And Carowinds is my home park. I'm going to be visiting on Winterfest Friday the 30th. Will you be there? I don't know. We're moving into our new house on the 23rd of December, so I have no idea. I know I'll be at Carowinds at some point. I just can't pick out what day. It all depends on the weather and stuff like that. Do you think you do a water slide predictions, Grayson? I would love to do more predictions, and I think I'll start doing more of that when YouTube Shorts starts to become monetized in February. So I can do a 55-second video about a water park, and what they can get down the road. Because I really do love water slides and water parks. The problem is I've done water park-based videos in the past, and the views aren't there, which is fine. I get it. And that means the revenue isn't there. So I can't. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have 2 kids. Like, I hustle. Whenever I'm not with my kids, I'm on my computer working constantly. And I have to focus on what's best for the channel and what's best for the return on investment and how much views I can get, which translates to obviously to the money, which makes the wife happy. So what is your favorite park chain? That's a very good question. I would have to say Cedar Fair. I really like how they handle the parks and how they really make the parks feel clean and more fun, as well as the special events. But I love the SeaWorld parks, the animals, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Tampa. It's hard, but I would have to say if I had to pick one, I would go Cedar Fair. Though, oh crap, Hershey. I gotta say Hershey. Never mind, because I love Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. I wish there's more. I wish there are more parks like those. They're fantastic. I'm wearing my new Keep Riding Coaster shirt here. So definitely check out themeparkmerch.com. I know a few of you guys have purchased some merch. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It all does help the channel. I mean, I make like $2 off of each shirt, but that's cool. I try to price it very low on my end. That way you guys aren't paying that much more money for just a t-shirt. So it all helps, and I greatly appreciate it. And it's actually really comfortable. So I got this one. I have my Airtime shirt coming soon, and I got a couple other stuff I'm going to order soon. So very, very excited. All right. So my question to you guys, let's flip the script here. Okay. And that is, well, I don't know if I should ask that question. No, I will. Okay. What do you guys think is going to happen with Dragster? Since that's obviously the hottest topic in the theme park roller coaster world. And what I want to hear you guys I want to hear your thoughts on why isn't it been announced in 2023 and why is it going to wait till 2024? Basically, the park shut down construction, it seemed like, when the park was closed. October, construction wrapped up, and then all of a sudden, nothing's going on. Now, obviously, we're not there to see it, but all of a sudden, now, are they going to wait till 2023 to announce it for 2024? Is it going to open in 2023? I can't wait to hear you guys' comments down here as well. Because in my opinion, I'll wait for the video tomorrow because I have a very short video tomorrow coming on that, but I definitely think Cedar Point's up to something. What is your favorite coaster manufacturer? Intamin all the way. I've always loved Intamin since my first ride on Millennium Force in 2000. Let's see here. Yes, I heard the photo booth for Dragster is supposed to be removed as well, which is great. So if Dragster, if they would remove that photo booth, then Vertical Spike, here we come. Let's see. Questions. Let's go up here. I got a cough. 1 second. All right. Do you get to travel around the world to ride roller coasters? I know this is a different YouTube channel. I'm just curious. Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is I don't travel around the world. I don't have a passport. I've actually never left America yet. And the main reason why is because before I started doing YouTube, I had like a small travel website for Florida that really didn't bring in a ton of money. And I was more or less a stay-at-home dad. So it was never really about being able to because I didn't have the money to do so. But now that the channel is growing, and I think to each and every one of you guys for every view, I'm definitely going to be going to, Europe and other countries, probably 2024, hopefully. So very, very excited about that. And, to get out there and visit the parks, but I don't get in free to the parks. I mean, I do have a lot of friends in the industry, so I'm able to get some free, tickets here and there. But I have 6 Flags season pass that I bought, Cedar Fair, Dollywood. I mean, I buy everything myself, and I buy all my fast lane and quick queues and everything like that because I don't have time to wait in line and vlog and get footage and content. It just doesn't make any sense. Michael, what are your thoughts about Six Flags Discovery Kingdom? I love the concept, love the park. I wish I was in charge of the park. That's all I got to say. That park just, I can't. I'm very, very frustrated with that. And Matt Carls, the guy that was here last time, has now been on Time Traveler 9 times in the last hour. Way to go, Matt. Make me more jealous. Let's go here. How much money do you make if you want to share? Man, I make $1 million a month. How about that? I'm obviously not going to tell you guys how much I make, though I'm very open about helping people succeed on YouTube. And I will say that, views do help, obviously. And per 1,000 views, and on average, a YouTuber can make anywhere from 4 to 15 to 20 bucks per 1,000 views. It all depends on the niche and the topic. So some of my videos do really well. Some of them do very, very horrible. It all depends on the niche. But the theme park, what I've learned from doing this for 2 years, is the theme park niche isn't that profitable as far as revenue. Like, you still make good money, but there's other niches on YouTube that you could definitely make more per 1,000 views than talking about theme parks. But that's okay. I love what I do and I'll never change it. But I do have another channel. I kind of been brainstorming and flip-flopping the name around, but it's called Vacation Guides USA. Kind of talk about all the places I travel to and give you guys recommendations. So definitely check that out, Vacation Guides USA. And that way I can have more of a travel-based niche and everything like that. Steel Toro, Hershey Park or Cedar Point? Cedar Point all the way. Hershey, I like Hershey, but the layout of the park kind of just annoys me, and the operations are kind of blah. Beautiful park, great coasters. Just they need roller coasters with the third train. So finally, Candemonium and now Wildcats Revenge will offer a third train. And again, there's so many questions, guys. So I'm really trying to answer as much as I can. So if I miss it, I apologize. Claude Z, your positive vibe and energy keeps me coming back to your channel. I'm going to touch on that real fast here. I'm going to open up because I think it's very, very important for all of you guys to know that this world is crazy. I mean, it's always been, I guess, crazy, but everyone deals with stuff in their life and everyone has ups and downs. Everyone goes through spurts of bad and good, etc. And so I've never had an easy life. And up until recently, even this channel recently, I have not had much. So now that I'm finally being able to travel more and go to the parks and buy the fast lanes, like I never was able to do that before. So hard work pays off. Bust your butt, go out there, make something of yourself, be smart, be happy, think positive. I mean, I know at the end of the video, I say, keep riding coasters, think positive, smile today. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I'm saying that because it helps me. It's very therapeutic for me to say that. So I have my own reminder to, today might have been a crap day, but tomorrow will be better. So I always tries to go out there and have fun and make sure everyone else around me is having a good time and thinking positive and everything else. So let's see here. Do you have any recommendations for any theme park books or movies? Not really. I'm not a huge book person, though I do like the history books of like Carowinds and King's Dominion and King's Island. Like those are really neat books for sure. Jackson Brinkley, have you ever met Taylor or Sarah from Coaster Studios? I have not met Sarah. I met Taylor at Kings Island in 2020. So yeah, I mean, the way I run my channel is I'm 39 years old. I don't look it. Maybe I do. I don't sound like it. But Taylor and Sarah, they can do what they do. It's great. I found my niche, and I hang out with people that I like and that I don't like, and I don't go out of my way to hang out or meet up with these other big time YouTubers. If we are all in the same event and hey, what's going on? How's it going? But I'm not necessarily, out there to hey, let's go. And I think Airtime Thrills was at Carowinds, I don't know, earlier this summer. And, we didn't meet up or anything like that. So it's just fine. I mean, Chris is a cool guy, I'm sure, and same with El Toro Ryan and all the other bigger YouTubers, and that's great. I kind of stay in my lane and just kind of focus on my craft and my circle, and hanging out with you guys and responding to all the comments and stuff like that. So any more updates on Top Thrill Dragster? Find out tomorrow. Let's see. What park would you permanently close to reopen Six Flags Worlds of Adventure in Geauga Lake? That is a good question. I mean, but that question's so complex. Like, how large of a park are we talking? Could it be a small park? I mean, I would love to close, like a fun spot to reopen Six Flags Worlds of Adventure. But for this sake, I would say if it was me and we're talking Six Flags, I would close down Six Flags, probably America, just because that park just doesn't ever. I don't know, maybe not America, but I would close down a park along that size to reopen Worlds of Adventure for sure. Because that was a great park. I remember going there 2000, 2001, pretty much every year before it closed. And I often said, for those of you who have never visited, that I had more fun at Worlds of Adventure than I did at Cedar Point, because Worlds of Adventure, you had 11 coasters, I believe, maybe 10, but you also had the water park. And at the time, you had 2 water parks. No, I take that back. When it was Six Flags, you had the 1 water park. Because on the other side, you had the wildlife area. So you had water park, wildlife, and then all the roller coasters and rides. Like, it was a great brand, and it was a great park. It's just Six Flags ran that to the ground. Oh, this is fun. Indy, opinion on Orion at Kings Island. It's fun. I enjoy Orion. It's a good ride. I think it wasn't, in my opinion, it was not the right ride for Kings Island at that moment. So that's all I got to say. It's fun. It's not my favorite at Kings Island. It's probably my 4th or 5th. And I've been on it at night, front seat, back seat, summertime, all the good time to ride it, and still really doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's just kind of blah. Let's see here. Man, you guys Orion sucks. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I just feel as if, you have Fury, right? And if Orion came before Fury, I wouldn't think this. But Orion, Kings Island hyped it up. There's rumors out there that it's going to be Fury on steroids. And all of a sudden, you have the layout get leaked. And it's like, that's it? I wish there was a little bit more. And one thing that really makes Fury stand out over like Leviathan and Orion is the sense of speed, because you have the low to the ground turns. And that's, my opinion, one of the best parts of Fury. And it's crazy how Orion doesn't really have any low to the ground turns. I mean, I guess you can call the turn after the turnaround right before the speed hill a low to the ground turn. But other than that, it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. It's fun, but it's not my favorite. All right. What are your predictions for Epic Universe's rumored Mox spinning coaster? Is that a spinner? Because I know they have the dueling Mach coaster. So as far as the dueling Mach coaster goes, that looks cool. I'll just say this: if I was Disney right now, I'd be very, very concerned. Not only is their stock dropped tremendously, but theme park wise, I'd be really concerned, because Universal's killing it, and they're coming after Disney, and I'm all for it. Let's see here. Mystic for the win. Yes, Mystic Timber is my favorite coaster at Kings Island. Fury was my come to Jesus with the coaster world. Well, that's good, though. Let's see. What park has the most beautiful setting? That's tough. I think my top 3 would be Silver Dollar City, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and then, that's Cedar Point. I love looking out the lake. What would the perfect coaster park look like to you? Just Cedar Point, but more modern coasters. Even so, I guess I would love to have more airtime, more crazy Intamin, something like Velocicoaster would be fantastic. What do you think the ride one? Oh, the one ride that was not announced at Aeronautical Landing at Carowinds. It's going to be a Zamperla Windstar, so another family ride, but it looks really cool. So I definitely recommend checking out Zamperla's website. So that will be the fifth new ride. So the whole area will have 6 rides when it reopens, but 5 of them are new. Let's see. Do you think that Big Bear Mountain will be a hit or a snooze fest? I think it'll be a really good ride. I don't think it'll be a snooze fest. I think it'll be like a ride of when you're riding it, you're like, oh my God, this thing's really, really long. Is it going to end? Not like you're wanting it to end, but you're kind of wanting it to end, because it doesn't offer inversions and you can only go up up an airtime hill or small. It wouldn't be that much airtime, but the turns and the layout. Go watch the POV. Near the end of it, you're like, okay. Is there going to be theming involved? There's a lot that goes with this. Yes, Fields Goat. I rode Son of Beast and it sucked. It was. I shouldn't say it sucked. It just beat the crap out of you. How about that? What is your favorite boomerang? Probably the one I rode with you, Matt Carl's at Carowinds. If you own a chain with an unlimited budget, what would you build? Super coasters. I would build super coasters. A chain, I would really make sure I'm focused on what works at other parks and then bring that to the different, bring what works to the other park to hopefully it, duplicates there and works just as well. Whether that's reliable rides like mock rides, B&Ms, Intamins potentially. There's a lot of things you could do with that. All right, let me get back to some some predictions here. But first, real fast, favorite tiger. Have you ever been evacuated from a amusement park ride? The log flume at Dollywood, can't think of the name, and Volcano the Blast Coaster. My last ride ever on Volcano. I got front seat ride on it with my wife, and I remember getting launched at the second launch and something just fell off. And as we went into like the Immelman outside the volcano, we were completely upside down and the train just like stopped and then it rolled backwards. It was by far the best thing ever. Absolutely loved it. And my buddy Brian and I were like screaming like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And our wives were like crying, oh, we're going to die. Even though we knew we weren't going to die. But yeah, it was great. So I'm going to get back to some of my predictions that I predicted right and wrong in 2022, and I'll come right back to the questions here. I predicted in this video I did last year that AirForce One becomes the best RMC coaster. Bold, I know, but I just have a feeling that Fun Spot Atlanta is going to let this coaster be as insane as possible. Well, clearly it never opened, so can I say not applicable because it didn't open. Vekoma continues to get better with their new coasters being announced at parks for the 2023 season, including a major one here in America. Well, Cadaland, I think I pronounced it right this time, announced Circuit Breaker and major Vekoma coaster coming. So that's great. A park somewhere will announce a new Intamin Ultra Splash. Unfortunately, that did not happen yet. A Steel Curtain finally has a consistent operating year for Kennywood and is hardly closed. And I believe that it had a really good year, reliability wise. So I think it's a huge win for Kennywood. After seeing how successful water coasters are at the Schlitterbahn parks, Cedar Fair announces a new water coaster for one of their water parks. Sadly, that did not happen. Fingers are crossed for 2024. Kings Island announces a new thrill ride to open up in the Coney Mall area of the park. Now, I was pretty close with that because the Adventure Port new area is very close to the Coney Mall area of the park, and Kings Island's going to get 2 flat rides over the one I predicted. So that's a win for me. And obviously, Kings Island. Dorney Park shocks us all and starts construction on the Gravity Group shuttle coaster. That obviously did not happen, but what I'm hearing is that product is completely in the trash, and the park is looking for a more thrilling coaster than that. So very, very promising signs for Dorney Park. But I also did say, but most importantly, Possessed will not get removed. And that never happened, which is great. Wildcat will share, Hershey Park will share that they have plans to finally build a Starflyer attraction for 2023. Well, I was wrong, and we got Wildcat's Revenge instead, so I'm totally game with that. Europa Park will announce their newest roller coaster, and I'm predicting it's going to be a Mox take on a dive coaster. Well, they announced they're building a coaster. We don't really know exactly all the details, but we do know it's a Mock Big Dipper, which is Mock's take on a dive coaster. GCI will announce a Titan Track hybrid conversion for which coaster. They announced the Titan Track coaster, not necessarily a conversion, but they did put Titan Track on a few coasters over the season in 2022. So I think that was a win. Cedar Fair will announce that 3 parks will be adding new coasters for the 2023 season. You have Cedar Point, Canada's Wonderland, and Worlds of Fun announcing coasters. So for those of you who say I never get predictions right, I'm actually really proud of myself. Universal Studios Hollywood will start looking into adding a Velocicoaster style attraction to their lower lot area. Well, that happened, which is great. And I'm very excited for Fast and Furious and to learn more about it. Also, Parque Warner Madrid out in Spain will announce their new roller coaster will be an Intamin Blitz coaster. Obviously, that's right. And then finally, one last one. Iron Gwazi will suffer from more downtime than Pantheon. And I know Pantheon has had some downtime, so I think Pantheon might actually be having more downtime than Iron Gwazi. But, again, these are predictions. This is the channel. I get some right, get some wrong. It's the whole fun of it. But I got to say, for my video I did last year, my 2022 predictions for what will happen, I got around 55 to 60% right, which, honest to God, was a lot more than I thought I was going to get right, just because it's a numbers game. And chances are you're not going to get most right. There's so many things parks can do. So very, very impressed. And I have a new video coming out later this week for predictions that's going to happen in 2023. Very excited to do this again next year, this time, to kind of go over everything I got right, got wrong, etc. Okay. I missed the questions. I'm sorry here. All right. What is your favorite Giga? Fury325. Coffee on Corey Band. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Iron Gwazi, you're still vengeance. Rachel B. Iron Gwazi all the way, which is great. What's your favorite ride at Cedar or at Carowinds? Fury325, favorite flat ride would probably be Mountain Gliders, just because it's just a fun ride. And I worked that at Kings Island when it was the Flying Eagles. Though I got to say, I love Drop Tower too. Copperhead Strike or Maverick? Maverick, 100%. There's no doubt about Maverick's a better ride. But Copperhead is legit. I love the theming, love the trains, love the JoJo roll, and all the airtime. They're both really solid rides, and they're both in my top 25. Let's see here. What is your least favorite Intamin? I don't know, probably like a kid Intamin coaster. I generally love all Intamins. Though Flashback, I think it was Flashback, whatever the heck it was called at Magic Mountain, that hairpin dive coaster that was started off, I think, over Six Flags Over Georgia, and then went to Great Adventure, then to Magic Mountain. Yeah, that ride was not fun. Let's see here. Do you see Cedar Fair working with Vekoma on a new looping coaster in the near future? And if so, which park do you see getting it? Yes, definitely. I think Vekoma has definitely paved their way to show other chains here in America that, hey, we can deliver a great quality ride without spending, a ton of money on it. So For Cedar Fair, I think Valley Fair has a Vekoma written all over it, whether it's a suspended thrill coaster, an inverted ride, or a coaster like Let Coaster, where you have, 2 or 3 inversions, a bunch of airtime. There's a lot of cool things they can do. Let's see here. What is your favorite Giga? I already answered that. How will Wildcats Revenge compare to other RMCs? I'm actually really intrigued by Wildcats Revenge, and here's why. The layout, from what we can see, it looks it's like RMC's kind of crafting their own craft, and they're perfecting it. And after riding Iron Gwazi and loving everything about Gwazi, like, I'm very intrigued to see what Wildcats Revenge will do. If you could have any park as your home park, which one would you choose? Silver Dollar City, probably. Though the hills would kind of get annoying if you go there all the time, and that parking situation is never fun. So I would probably say Kings Island. I was just there last week, and Kings Island is just such a solid park, and all the history and the tradition. It's just, there's a different buzz about Kings Island than there is at most parks, and I love what Cedar Fair is doing with it. History and Leisure, Great America, Over Georgia, Magic Mountain. I guess which one's my favorite? I would say probably Great America. I'm not a huge fan of Magic Mountain. Like, that park just frustrates the hell out of me. So they have great coasters. If they operated them all, then it's a different story. Steel Toro, Air Force One, or Wildcats Revenge? That's a tough question. I think Air Force One might be the superior ride, just due to all the different airtime elements, and we really know more about the layout. But they're both going to be top notch. Cannot wait to ride them in 2023. How's it going? Love this channel. Been watching for a few years. Thank you so much, Tricky H. Don't let the haters hate. I enjoy all of your Cedar Point videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've learned over the years, and I actually never thought like that being a YouTube creator can be so toxic, but people just, they're jerks. Like, it's crazy. The comments that you get, the emails that you get, and it's like, I can handle it. I don't care. If you don't like me, don't like me. That's fine with me. But I worry about the younger creators who don't have the confidence, that don't have the life experience that I have, that maybe they're 15 or even in their young 20s. I would hate for them to see a comment and then get discouraged and think, you know what, I'm not good at this. I'm going to give up. Don't give up. Never give up. You're great at this. You'll get there. Because when I first started this channel, it sucked. My audio is horrible. It was bad. That's why all those videos are private. So never give up. You'll get there. Just learn, work, and think positive. You'll be great. Why would anyone hate you? Do they hate coasters? I don't know. Probably so. I don't know. There's a lot of hate in this world. So what year did you first go to Cedar Point? 1993, the year before Raptor. I remember riding the log flume where Raptor's lift hill is located. And then obviously they announced Raptor. And the year that I was there, 93, was the first year Snake River Falls opened as well. Top Door Dragster or Formula Rosa? I never been on Formula Rosa, but I gotta say Dragster all the way. Not only is it taller, faster, it did offer the better launch. There's no drama here. Yes, there's a lot of other coaster channels out there. I'm not going to say names. I think we can all kind of, if you're on social media, kind of know what's going on. You kind of know there's a lot of drama out there. I don't associate myself with that. I don't talk down on people about other channels. I don't do that. So this channel is all about talking coasters, making sure you guys are, mentally, emotionally, everything's good with you guys, and just having a good time. And if there is drama, I make sure it stops very quickly. Cedar Point's your home park. Comic Man, you're very lucky. Well, Maybe you're not so lucky now in December in Sandusky because it's cold as hell up there. But in the summertime, you're lucky. Dr. Puffin, I'm glad you made it, my friend. That's great. I'm a Star Wars YouTuber, so trust me, I know about fan backlash. Yes, yes. So if anyone likes Star Wars, go check out Coffee and Corban. And as you guys probably know just by now, is I talk fast and I stumble on my words all the time, and I hate it, but I'm learning, which is great. Let's see. We the Coasters, what's up, dude? Can't wait to get back down to Florida and ride Gwazi with you. Favorite coaster station music? Probably Millennium Force. Love the music. Anything at Cedar Point. And they had Wicked Twister. They had a great techno song, and then Dragster with Republica, Ready to Go. But obviously Cedar, the Millennium Force, the do 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 do. That's so good. Love it. Do you like hard rock music? No, I grew up in the city, so I grew up on hip hop. So most of my music genre is always hip hop, rap, R&B. As I got older, I quickly realized I did not want to listen to all the negativity and crazy lyrics those artists, some artists have in their music. So now I listen to all sorts of type of music. Obviously, NF is a huge artist, and we listen to NF all the time. Have the poster back here. I like Whit Lowry, 21 Pilots. We really like Toby Mac, Ryan Caravello. There's a few others, but most notably, I like music I can listen to with my 4-year-old son that doesn't talk about sex, drugs, and all the craziness. So there we go. Let's see. Fields Goat. Get all my coaster content from you and Airtime Thrills. And you two are the reasons I started a coaster channel. Go out and check out Fields Goat and his channel, or his or her channel. That's great. Congratulations. I'm glad I can be a positive with you to help you get the channel. Are you like me and like Accelerators launch better than Top Thrill Dragsters? I've only rode Accelerator once, and it was 2020, right before the pandemic, and I got to say that launch was intense. That was a really good launch. I would say yes, launch wise, just because I felt like it was so much more intense. It's almost like Kingda Ka, but not as long. So definitely think, it's a better launch. Let's see, about 15 more minutes here. As I have to put my 4-year-old son to bed. And every night I tell him a story, and it's always about roller coasters and this and that. So I love it. Love the Christian music. Yeah, I'm. There's some Christian music I like. There's some I don't. I don't like the ones that are overly like God, God, God. I like the ones that I can relate to and just have a good jam to it. So, again, each their own. Everyone has their own opinion on music, and that's great. Yeah, the Toby Mac NF fan. Yeah, make sure you listen to Till the Day I Die. Check out that song. It's a great song. Toby Mac, NF. It's phenomenal. NF's verse at the end is so great. What is your opinion on Pipeline Surf Coaster? I've already covered that. You should not have been late. It looks okay. Let's see. Oh, Dan the Coaster Man again. Cheats or Wawa? I'll go Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's all the way. Buc-ee's is the best. Then Cheats and then Wawa. I really don't care for Wawa to be honest with you. It's just kind of it's all right. Joe the Coaster Man, is Jersey Devil elite? I would say it's a good coaster. I wouldn't classify it as being elite. I really enjoy it. It wasn't my favorite ride at the park. If Jersey Devil would ride more like Wonder Woman, maybe not as intense, but a little bit more intense, then I could say yes for sure. Let's see. What is your top 5 GCI coasters? Good question from Wandering Outlaw. I don't know, but I've been on a lot, but for sure, Mystic, Thunderhead, American Thunder, I think it's what it's called at St. Louis. That's always a good one. Prowler is really good, and I really liked Apocalypse over at Magic Mountain. I really like that ride actually a lot. I remember riding that a couple times in 2020 and was thoroughly impressed. How was your time at Dollywood? It was good. It was short. The first day we had around 3 hours, and the second day we went a few days later, I was not really feeling 100%, but so I stuck it up for my kid, and we went and had a good time, and rode a bunch of new rides with him. So it was great. Thank you for asking. This Ghost Rider any good? I don't want to talk about that. I have never been on a Ghost Rider. The day I went to Knott's in 2020, it was closed. The day before, I got there for their refurbishment. And when I was there in 97, I saw it being built. Favorite indoor coasters from Coasters of the Thrills? That's tough. That's real tough. I love a good Flight of Fear. Love the concept. Love the ride. But then you have the Mummy at Universal Studios Florida. It's just so good. So tie, I guess. Are you going to the Sawmill Creek for Christmas lights? Patrick Ryan, no, I'm not. I'm about 9 hours from Cedar Point, and I'm not going to make it up to Sandusky just to be cold. So no, I will not. Favorite log flume? Again, Patrick Ryan. I really liked the log flume at Mall of America that my buddy Matt Carls and I rode in the summer. That was phenomenal. It was really, really good. I also really liked the Timberwolf Falls, whatever it's called at Knott's. The old log flume. It's so good. That was like, oh my gosh, so good. It's crazy to think like people think Splash Mountain's the best when you have the one at Knott's, and they're both really good, but it's like, give me Knott's one every day, all day long. Let's see. What is your favorite themed base coaster? Velocicoaster, hands down. Carrot from Jackson Brinkley. Carowinds should replace Vortex with the Power Splash. Yes. You know what you're talking about. 100%. It would check the water ride box and would be a great fit with the boardwalk area of the park. 100%. Fantastic idea. Cannot agree more. Matt Patty, thoughts on Diamondback? My all-time favorite coaster of the 200 plus feet that I've ridden. Yeah, I like Diamondback. It's not my favorite hyper, but I can definitely see why you like it so much. I really enjoy the layout, how it kind of goes into the woods, and then you kind of have the water splash down the helix right over the crypts or the old crypts entrance area. Hands down, solid ride, especially at night. And honestly, not to get back on the Orion front, but I prefer Diamondback over Orion. Give me Diamondback backseat all day over Orion. Let's see. More questions. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kopitar, for the super chat. Paying to the super chat. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Thanks for the ride home from Carowinds. Yes. He's my friend. I don't give random people ride homes. I mean, obviously, if you really needed it, I'd have to ask the wife, but I live 5 minutes away. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hope you're well, and congrats on the house and the new house. And maybe I'll see you at Carowinds again. We'll see. Let's see. Love your channel. It's very insightful. Thank you, Patrick Ryan. I really do appreciate that. Trying here. Let's see. How would you feel if Carowinds actually operated Intimidator during Winterfest but turned the trims off? You know, Carowinds is really, they're trial and erroring it this year because Winterfest is new. I'm sorry, they're opening up a lot of new coasters for Winterfest, and right now Nighthawk, Fury, and oh gosh, what's the other one? Oh, Afterburn. They're only running one train. Thank you, Matt Carls. They're only running one train. So with that, the lines are really, really long. So hopefully Carowinds will rethink it come 2023 and offer, multiple trains for these coasters, at least two. Maybe run Intimidator if they can do trimless. That would be great. Matt Carls was the guy that was on my live last time. A very good friend of mine, friend of the channels. Very insightful. What is better, Ghost Rider or X2? I know who I answer. I've never been on either because X2 I was not able to ride. My buddy who I went to Magic Mountain with wasn't feeling 100% the day we went. And I'm not going to lie, I have nothing to hide. I've never been on X2. It did not have my channel, and I was 36 at the time. And I just got to say that, yeah, I was a little nervous to ride X2 by myself. Not only that, but it was running one train, like an hour wait. I'm like, I'd rather ride Twisted Cyclone or Twisted Colossus any day. So I've never done X2, never done Ghost Rider. Though I will say, I think I would like Ghost Rider more than X2, just because I love the villain at Worlds of Adventure when it was there. And I know Ghost Rider is kind of similar to villain in a way. So I think I would like Ghost Rider over X2. All right, let's see. Do you really think Kings Island will get the B&M Surf Coaster? I mean, maybe down the road. I mean, they could. Could they get it next? I mean, possibly, but I don't think that would be the best fit for them. If you were to build a theme park, what state would you build it in, and what coaster manufacturer would be the top coaster? From Bodabox. A very good question. I would look at what state needs a theme park. So I would definitely say like Tennessee, like Nashville area, or I should say what city, not really necessarily state. I would make sure it would be where I can have the park be open most of the year and not have like crazy restrictions and everything else. So I would definitely say Tennessee, maybe. That's a really good question. I would love it for South Carolina to get another park. I don't think they could support it, but Myrtle Beach has a few smaller ones, but I'd really like if they had a bigger one. So I would say either Tennessee, Arizona. Arizona desperately needs a park out in Phoenix. Maybe another indoor park. I know they have castles and coasters and the new Mattel park coming up, but I think those would be the parks I would say. Let's see. Do you believe B&M will ever build a water coaster like a log flume? No, I do not. Do you remember the pirate ride at Cedar Point? Patrick Ryan? Yes, I do. I actually wrote it. I don't really remember a ton about it, but I remember where it was located, and it was a dark ride. Let's see here. Have you ever been to Tanglewood Festival of Lights in North Carolina? No, I've not, actually. I'll have to look that up. Never been there. So we'll check it out. Will Cedar Point ever get a dark ride again? I mean, I think they should, but I think the dark ride trend for Cedar Fair was really at its prime a few years ago, and nothing really came of it. So maybe not. Hard to tell. I have about 5 or so more minutes here, guys. So again, thank you guys so much. I still have 52 people watching. This is crazy. It really is crazy because I never expected this channel to get anywhere where it is right now this quickly. And it means the world to me. And it's really just a cool story. And not to sound like cliche, but if I could do this, y'all could do this, which is great. So if anyone, and that you apply that to anything in life, whether it's a YouTube content creator or you want to be a doctor, like be a go-getter, don't give up, and go out there and get it and work your butt off. Let's see here. Do you remember Buzzsaw Falls at Silver Dollar City? Yeah, I do, but I never rode it. I remember when they removed it. I'm like, what the heck? But then they built the new powder keg at the time. I'm like, oh, that's a great little it looks like a great ride. Let's see. Grand Canyon Frontier. Sean Lewis, great name for a theme park. Love it. Roller coaster saved my life, and I'm proud to be in the community. You're not the only one, Joe. Thank you so much. Absolutely, that's great. Let's see here. Top 5 coasters in Virginia. Man, that's tough. Twisted Timbers, I'm gonna say Twisted Timbers, Intimidator 305, Alpengeist, Verbolten, Pantheon. Best park president in the Six Flags chain and why? I'm not saying this because he used to work at Kings Island when I was there, but Jeffrey Seifert down at Fiesta is just hands on. He's really good. He's always out there tweeting or posting stuff about stuff in the park, um, which is really, really exciting. And he's just very, very, he always wants to improve the park. And you can see his passion for the park. It's not just a job to him. I think that goes so I think that's what we need more GMs like that. And I also got to say, Pete Carmichael up at New England, he was my old boss when I worked at Six Flags. And every time I go to New England, he's always out in the park. And that guy lives in the park over the office. And I've worked in parks where the GM would never leave the office. So I really like that from Pete. Let's see. When would you predict a big park opening in Washington and Oregon? I just don't know if it really is needed. I mean, there's so much more. The clientele up there love the outdoors and hiking and all that stuff. So like, and skiing, like I wish, I just think it would have been done by now. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but Wild Waves, I mean, that's a nice little park, but they just don't ever invest in it. So there has to be reasons as to why that is. You're 50. What's up, man? Heck yeah, keep riding coasters. And yes, the only time you stop is when you're dead. I will ride rides until the day I die. I don't care. You're 65. Patrick Ryan. Hell yeah, my friend. That's great. Heck yeah. I love it. Love it. Love it. And yes, Fiesta, Texas definitely feels like a different Six Flags park because it is. Totally. Dan the Coaster Man again. Which will we see first in the States, Axis or T-Rex? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna say T-Rex. I'll go on the limb and say T-Rex. I think we could definitely see T-Rex before Axis here in America, potentially. We'll see. I don't know. That's a really tough question. I honestly don't know because like we already have two Axis coasters going on over in Europe, so and no T-Rexes yet. Where will the first T-Rex go? So I'm gonna take that back. I think it's like I'll go 55% Axis coaster over 45% T-Rex. My next video, I have a short video tomorrow about Dragster. Then I have my 2023 prediction video coming after that. Have a couple other videos I'm trying to work hard on. November was a very tough month for us. We sold our house. We left for 10 days. We cleaned our whole entire house to get it to be sold. And so my content wasn't there as far as how much videos I can produce. So definitely trying to get as many good quality videos in there now because January and February, it just kind of stops. As far as the views are down, the revenue is down big time because a lot of these advertisers, they put all their money in November, December for the holiday spree. And then come the first of the year, they pump their brakes on wanting to spend any money on advertising to kind of recoup all the money that they spent in the final quarter of the previous year. So it happens every year in any ad revenue, but January and February are just dreadful. So I'm preparing for that. And don't worry, I'll still produce videos and stuff. It just might not be as many. I might focus on my other channel a little bit more, but still produce, 2 or 3 videos a week here at Theme Park Predictions. Let's see. Will Intimate ever break at 500 feet or 600 feet? If it would ever be done, Intimate would probably be the company to do it. Let's see. Thank you again, Kopitar. Can I take a picture with you at Fury? Sure. Yes. I love how you post all over Facebook. Oh, I'm at Coaster Studios, Sarah and Taylor, and all excited. I'm starstruck, but yet you've ridden Fury with me a bunch, and yeah, all I get is oh hey, you're cool. I'm just joking. Um, anyways, yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up really here because yeah, content idea, history of the boomerang, Matt Carl's. Yes, let's do that. I need your help with that for sure. Um, anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for everything. Really does mean the world to me. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season, and I know it's a great time to be in the coaster community with all the winter events and everything else. But in the end of it, it comes down to being with friends, being with family, staying positive, and just and enjoying the time of the off season, I guess, before things start ramping up come spring 2023. So I'm very excited for the direction of the channel and the stuff I have on tap for you guys. Again, like I said all day long, thank you all so much because you know I couldn't do this without you guys, and that's another reason why I'm so positive when it comes to the channel, because a lot of times coaster content creators complain about parks and they'll rip them for this, rip them for that, and it's like you guys are stupid, because if it wasn't for the parks, we wouldn't be able to do this on YouTube or Twitter or anything else like that. So I think it's very important for all of us to know that while the parks might not be perfect, if it wasn't for them being open, we wouldn't be able to have this live. We wouldn't be able to have a YouTube channels or a community to hang out with and talk to people of the love for roller coasters. So I think it's great. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much. Smile today. Check out themeparkmerch.com. Always think positive and keep riding coasters.